In the shop for repairs today, we got a Genie S-45. Customer complaint on this one really wasn't a complaint. Just during a quarterly inspection, we found that the boom pads are worn down and need to be shimmed in the back of the boom arm. In this case, we went through it and we'll show you, we pulled out some fresh pads. What actually happened is whoever did the maintenance on this the last time didn't properly space this in the rear end of the boom. So there's no shims where there should be, and then there's a gap on the top and the bottom because of that. So when you're driving around, you get like a massive flopping and banging sound. Get a little closer look for you guys. So you can see right on the top there, that gap is not supposed to be there on top of those boom pads. And then some shims. These are the starter shims, as we call them. So they got the double hole. Those are going to be our first ones to go in. So they go against the pad like that. And then we have thick or thin shims. They go the opposite direction in there, and we'll tap those in to suck the gap up. And then for our wider pads, we have a couple of different ones. There's our double hole ones. Those ones are a little bit older. Or spacers. And then if we need to go even thicker yet, or a newer style boom, these are the new style shims that Genie has to take the gap up. In order to get the gap in the back of the boom arm so you can get the shims in there easier, what we do is we jib all the way down if the machine has a jib. Then we're going to use platform level to kick the pressure up so that there's a gap in the back and we can get the shims inside there. So we got top pads out, old pads versus new pads. See the thickness difference there? And I just want to show you guys old style Genie boom pad, new style, which is longer and seems to do not as bad at wearing down. Let's put them back in. New bolts, always new bolts, new washers, because we don't like old stuff being rusty and in there. All right, little anti-seize on the bolts here. Make sure they're nice and easy to get out when we have to shim them later. We never use Loctite on these. If you do your regular maintenance, it's really easy to check and make sure if they're coming loose. Put Loctite on there. Good luck ever getting them out. If you want to make your life easy to get that shims in, what you want to do is start the bolts a little bit so they're in there, and then leave some play in it so it's easy to cram that shim in between the pad and the boom arm itself, and then we'll tighten the bolts down after. You can see I got the shim started there. That gets me nice and lined up. Pop this bolt back out, push the shim in, bolt through the hole. That way you don't have to worry about the hole and the pad lining up and trying to sneak that bolt in. I can already hear the comments section on this. Don't worry, I always put a manual ratchets on it to make sure that it's tight. All right, there we go. Top pads are in. Now we're gonna take the pressure off of the boom arm by raising the platform level up, and we're gonna do the bottom ones. I got a little trick here. This is actually the end of an old crowbar that we cut off to get a nice big fat chisel. You could just buy a fat chisel. You can see this one's like the thickness of 2 of my fingers. We use that to jam underneath the boom arm and hold it up so I don't have to hold the pry bar to take the pressure off the bottom pads. So now you're probably wondering, if you don't pull the cylinder, how the heck do you get your wrench in there? Easy. Just throw an extension on, put the your electric ratchet up above there, drop the clutch, bolt comes out, ready to go. Like much of a difference, but it's about 2 shims worth, so we're going to change it. Old pad versus new pad. Let's throw it back together. Make sure you clean your limit switch bracket off so that your wheel's got a nice clean surface to ride off of. You don't want to cram your arm back in later to clean that. So you can see I got my chisel pounded in there. Made it super easy to get pad and starter shim in there. And then there's our limit switch bracket. Now, getting the holes lined up can kind of stink. So I got an old center punch here. We do this a lot. And what I did is I put a little bend on the end of it, if you guys can see that, so I can stick it in there and kind of wiggle sideways with the limited space I have to line that up. Now we got it in there. Again, just to show you guys a little better view, put the extension in so you're above that cylinder. You can reach right on it. No need to try and cram your hand underneath there and beat yourself up. Right side done. Time to do the left side. bottom left pad has an issue where unless you have the tiniest toothpick arms, you are not getting in there. Easy solution. Drop the basket down. See how it's resting on the ground right here? That takes the pressure off your lines. Then we're gonna pop off this top fitting, cap it, plug it, and then I'll be able to reach my arm right in there. So now you can see we got our one line off. Crack loose your collar nut here. That's tightening down this boss fitting. Turn your T forward, and you can reach your hand right in. Sneaky. Don't forget your anti-seize, starter shim. Pads in, send her home. Don't forget to do the manual tighten. Never trust the electric tool. You're probably asking yourself, hey, you just smacked that chisel in there with a hammer. How am I going to get it back out? Well, that's real easy. Just use the auxiliary pump, tap, extend out a little bit. It'll pop right loose. Right? Yeah, go ahead. Hey guys, Dave Jr. here with Well Built Equipment. Thanks for checking out another one of our videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow us on all our social medias at Aerial Lift Repairs, on the web, wellbuiltequipment.com. And you can always talk to a human being for all your major aerial lift repairs during business hours at 708-279-7574. We're proud to be family owned and operated since 1987. We have been and always will be your trusted access equipment partner for the future.